guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution Tarot, and I'm here to bring you a love and soul connection message for the sign of Pisces. Keep in mind it's general, take what you feel resonates for you, and remember that no matter what messages come through today, it's still up to you and your active free will, the choices you make and the steps you take in your world to get whatever your fulfillment is you'd like to see. To be honest, this lies at the tips of your fingers, the soles of your feet. Those actions you take, my friends, they're really important, and they're something that only you can do. So take what resonates, like I said, but don't forget your active free will in this. This message, it may not be for you, it may be for you, but the message is timeless. So at any point, it may be picking up on something from the past, a past situation, something you're dealing with, or even a past life and some karma we're working through. So before I get into these cards too, I do just want to say thank you for all my subscribers. You guys are awesome. I love you. Thank you for being here. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. If you feel like you like this message or you'd like to see more of it, please hit subscribe. Join the journey with me. I'd love to have you along the ride. So what I'm going to do is call in Spirit first. I'm going to ask Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron as well as Archangel Gabriel to join us. I'm going to ask them to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself, this reading, and any of you who would ask for it, as well as to use me as the clearest channel possible, delivering messages that are for the most far-reaching of us, but everyone who's watching this message is for their highest good, okay? No second-rate messages today. What I'm going to do is pick 3 different piles, one for your energy, one for your lover soul connections energy, and then a space in between down the middle and the third energy, or this energy that's created. Now, I just want to give you a little reminder that a soul connection may be a soulmate, it may be a love interest, it may be, I heard twin flame for some of you, like that soul-to-soul bond. For others of you, this could be someone at work. This could be somebody that you, I heard, play basketball with, okay? You're on a team with, you go to school with, you work with, right? Something like that. It could even be like a friend or a family member showing up because you have had this soul contract with them before you entered into this lifetime. So keep an open mind, my friends. I have the energy oracle here, and let's see what messages we get for your side. First off, you get the sun, and that's glorious energy. First off, what I heard is the sun's returning. It is getting lighter out and not as dark into the evening. One thing I heard is it may be really, really enjoyable and fun for you to get out and enjoy those sunsets, to look at the sky and the colors in the sky as well. When it's coming up, how do you feel? When it's going down, how do you feel? What are these colors? And what I heard as well is, what do they symbolize to you? You have at the bottom financial constraints. Now, some of you may be with happy family at the bottom. Some of you guys may have, I'm going to keep the bottom one, and happy family in the reverse, they're saying. For some of you, you may be coming into a period of success. For some of you, your sun, this success, it may not be material, okay? So for some of you, there may be a situation, or you're coming out of this again, like I said, where financial constraints have been kind of a problem. Things have been empty, and while we want this happy, stable family life, finances are kind of what I heard is maybe some of us are keeping us from home. What I heard is here as well, Pisces, some of you may be the breadwinner and feel like a lot of pressure on you to bring home the bacon, so to speak, to keep things running smoothly. I'm going to get a little clarification on that sun though, please, Spirit. Thank you. Strategies in the reverse, journey, and 6, Archangel Metatron here with our 6th chakra, our third eye. I feel like on this journey, one thing I heard is there was no way to plan for this. Okay, if this resonates, and we'll get deeper into this, but this is the sun. So you are on your journey, okay? I feel like it's really important to remember to take the sun wherever you go, to carry a light with you. Some of you may want to take a flashlight as well, but to remember that along this journey, there's going to be times of wealth and abundance, and there may be times of scarcity. That's life, unfortunately, and I think what we need to do, what I heard, is be able to be prepared for either situation. So, for example, what I heard is, with the cupboards bare, is that maybe when we're in a period of flush, we make sure we stock our pantry, we stock our cellars, we stock our place where we can store some extra food, get some canned goods, get some extra stuff for yourself, so that if there's times where things are leaner, you have your pantry to fall back on. The same thing I heard is like sale meats and things like that it takes a lot to keep a family and a household going. Groceries are expensive, right? And the problem is, I feel like what I heard is you don't want to juggle between having to make this decision between paying bills and feeding everybody. So there is something happening, and I do feel like you're picking it up in the ethers. You know, your third eye's kind of been like, hey, I feel something coming. I'm aware. For some of you, what I heard, it could be like a change of job that you're doing, that like it could be that financial restraints. What I heard was job security. So it could be that some of these financial constraints isn't so much necessarily that you're not flush, but you're worried about your job security. And here's where you're like, yeah, well, I could go spend all this money on something, but if I'm worried that you know, I'm going to need this money a month from now to buy groceries, I'm going to hold off on doing that. Strategies in the reverse here, and I want to read you the message from the book. Now, one thing I heard when I was trying to get ready to do this recording, there was a lot of interference, like a lot of interference. I smudged, I did my little prayer, I got a candle going over here, and excuse me, voice changing, but just ask that energy really leave. And I do feel like that might be something that's happening, and it was important because I felt like at the time too, I was getting ready to do your reading. So there may be something or someone who's kind of interfering, or what I heard is blocking way, blocking plans. This may again just be financial constraints though. Let's see, so this is a number 13, financial constraints, which is interesting as well because these are the places that build us. These are the places that make us. When you don't have a whole lot, but somehow you still survive. For some of you, I heard budget meals as well. Like on YouTube, there's a whole lot of different, even shows of, or not shows, but people, creators making videos of, you know, them buying groceries on this amount of money and what they can do. Not saying you have to follow every single thing they do, but it gets you ideas. So the strategy in the reverse, number 13 in the reverse, I opened up to number 14 with caring connections, which I think with this in the reverse here, for some of us I heard that's mindset, or but for some of us with this friendship and partnership of two possible love happening, it is interesting because I think it's just more that right now there's so much focused on everything that's ahead of you, everything you have to do, this road you're walking. I heard you picking up spirit, and it's just, I heard if you are married or living with someone, even if you're in partnership but you don't live together, it's still important. But here's where I feel like this picking up on, like if you're within family, don't forget, you know, these people. When we're stressed, sometimes the people close to us really take the brunt of it. And here's where it's like, along this journey, if we've realized these things, right, we know maybe we always are experiencing financial hardship as well. This as well, if we can experience it or see it now, there is light here. There is light walking this footpath, as well as there's this power that you hold. I think it's something to maybe really analyze our spending habits and analyzing what I heard as facts as well. And really trusting that intuition that you have. So this could be work situation, you know, that, you know, like if, but anyway, I'm going to move into, there's something in this energy, and it's alright if it's hidden because you, I think, would understand or know what's going on, but there's something in this energy that I think there's so much success and abundance around you, but there's things like financial constraints and lessons we're meant to learn along our journey. Some of what I just heard too is archaic knowledge. You may be getting, what I heard too is with this 6 downloads and understandings of archaic knowledge, but a new understanding of it. And how you may fit into this. Some of this could be past life as well. Some of this definitely could be past life. So the strategy in reverse says, And then I drop it. Because I think it's asking you not to focus on all the negatives, not to focus on not feeling like you have a way out of this situation. I was 21. It's because I was reading Financial Constraints. Strategy in reverse. It indicates a stall in progress due to lack of planning. You may have a goal in mind, but no specific ideas about how to achieve it. Or you may have found that your original plans have hit a wall, and that it's time to reevaluate things. If this is the case, remember that the path of least resistance may be tempting, but it rarely leads you anywhere new. Don't let the mundane tasks of life eat up all your time and take you off course. Instead of floundering and wandering around in confusion, put some significant mental effort into starting or renewing a comprehensive plan of attack. This card reversed is a warning for you to get out of the role of passive observer and become the author and director of your own destiny. And I'm being reminded to say that you really are an authority in your world. So if financial constraints have really been an issue for a while, this is time to hunker down and say, all right, how can I move past this? Doesn't mean that things have to happen really quickly. Maybe if you need to pay someone, let's say $20 back, and at the end of your paycheck, you don't have it. You're like, well, how do I do this? Because I always have to feed myself and all these different things. Figure out after you feed yourself and after everything, is there anything that you can do? And this isn't just about the $20, because this comes down to thinking things like, if we can't pay our friend back $20, but we also, let's say we have credit card bills, this is what I heard. Some of you guys may have other things, like bills that need to be paid, and it is like a thought and picked up at the beginning. We really need to pick and choose where this money needs to go. Some of you, what I'm hearing is, may be really helpful for a financial planner or somebody who can sit down with you and really budget. And you will have to be honest. What I heard is, okay, you're going to have to be honest with them. How much do you make? Where does your money go? And if you don't want to talk to someone about it, fine, but really, really question yourself is, where is my money going? Because the words I heard were cigarettes and beer. Okay, for whoever that resonates, and that may not be for everyone, but for somebody, cigarettes and beer. It could be coffee and junk food. It could be we're buying groceries and we're putting money in the car, and that's what we're doing. It's dependent on your situation in your world. But I do feel like when financial constraints and this happy life came up in the reverse, it's because this is going to put a strain on family life. And especially if you're the breadwinner and you resonate with the cigarettes and beer stuff, this is where we really need to do the toss-up of what could we do instead. So they're bringing me to even if it's like asking yourself, how can I cut down on cigarettes and beer, right? It may be really helpful and healthy to quit, but cutting down realistically, what I heard is in the short term is going to be something that would lead to really, really powerful results. So, for example, as well, it's like they're likening to me of workouts, because it's hard. It's not easy to motivate yourself every day to do something that might be hard until you hit that point. And then even then, there's going to be times where your motivation plateaus and you need to really dig down deep and find your why. Because I think that's coming here on this journey you're going through. There's something to dig down deep and to find your why for, to find something outside of, that path of least resistance. And when you want to go down that path of least resistance, go buy more cigarettes or beer or whatever, right? Really ask yourself, okay, when I did this last time, how did it make me feel? How did I feel about not having as much money? How did I feel when I started looking at all the money I may have spent on cigarettes and beer, and now I'm like, oh my gosh, I can put this money somewhere else. So it's not saying, it's just here trying to figure out for your own success, for your own financial success. Spirit's like, really remember that this journey is about learning them. So what I heard is it's time to walk your talk, babes. So we have an affirmation here. It says, I plan the necessary steps to achieve my goals and am willing to take action in that direction. I am flexible, persistent, and prepared. And absolutely prepared, because I feel like what I heard is don't set yourself up for failure. Make your goals so that you can set yourself up for success and being proud of yourself for hitting these milestones or hitting these metrics for yourself. And not to put yourself into like anything that's going to cause stress. There's a lot going on for them, okay? Not to cause stress or anything on yourself or anxiety on yourself, but just building new habits. So for the soul connection energy, please Spirit, what messages do you have for the soul connections energy? They have a lot to say, is what I heard with this Archangel Gabriel and the 5th chakra. A lot of throat chakra healing as well. They're asking me to show you the picture. It's probably because there's a lot of moon in this goddess energy, as well as I have a chunk of blue calcite here. So keep in mind this energy could flip. It could be backwards, right? You could resonate with the soul connections. But somebody has a lot to say and we need to speak up, and it is time to speak up. Interestingly enough, too, yours on your connection is the 3rd eye, which also what I heard here is that for some of you, this could be a very, very telepathic kind of bond as well. Like you may have telepathy with someone, and if you have the conversations in the 3D about what's happening in the 5D, great. For some of you, I feel like though there may be a lot of action in the 3D and in the 5D, and in the 3D it's not being discussed. So here's where someone has something to say. Now it may also be singing, what I heard, or chanting, doing something to heal. Spirit is asking me as well to tell you, like, as you're breathing out, if something's really bothering you, or if you are experiencing like massive anxiety about like how do you even talk, right? How do we even get this out? This is to bring our breath in and really exaggerate the exhale. And what you want to release before you exaggerate the exhale is the fears towards speaking your truth and speaking your mind. Right? Like, exhale that as loud as you can. And it's embarrassing, yeah, right, to do it in front of everyone, to make silly noises. However, the more you do that, the more you're getting in touch with this area and creating vibrations to help remove something that's stale. I also heard stalemate. You have yin yang at the bottom, and this is really important because it's important to use our throat chakra in balance. We need to speak our truth. Yeah, we don't need to speak lies. This also has to do, to me, what I heard about is also listening and hearing what is being said, so that when we're having discussions, we're not defensive, right? We're actually having the conversation that's being put on the table, rather than not listening. And even then, what I heard is that when we don't listen to, sometimes we're reacting or responding just to do it, but we're missing the point of what the person was trying to convey. Or I also heard confess. I also think it's really important that we use this space wisely and healthy, right? Also, what I heard on this end, on the soul connection side, is making sure that we're not saying something hasty or something that we may regret later. Spirit, can you tell me about the shared energy? Well, there's a lot. So I just want to show you, first off, it felt like that with the Angel of Balance. I'm going to take the Angel of Balance. Sacral chakra, oh my god. Sacral chakra in the reverse. 3rd chakra up, so yellow. Heart chakra. Archangel Chamuel, Archangel Raphael. Door to romance is in the upright. Man holding a heart in the reverse. Door to personal freedom and happiness in the reverse. Thinking man and woman in the reverse. I think this thinking in the reverse thing as well is like, because if you're not being given the whole story, you're not being told everything, how can you really, you don't want to overthink a situation. Or maybe places where this energy is shared, where situations are being overthought. And this is where I do find it very, very wonderful that you both get this Angel of Balance. Romance is definitely here between the two of you. You have the cornucopia, the garden and the gate, and community. These two were in the reverse, but at this point so many cards came out. I just want to show you them and see what messages we get. But victory, walking away, and Goddess of the Moon, which is this picture. Both of you, I feel like, have been hoping to move towards each other. Both of you have been, you have the World here. Both of you have been waiting for success. How it's going to manifest is going to work differently for both of you. I just want to say, so here you have 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 chakras. 2 balances. Ah, okay. So I'm being asked to grab what's not here. The root chakra is not here and the crown is not here. So that's very interesting. Because as well, there's a lot of healing, I feel like. Oh gosh. Okay, so what they're showing me is if we don't have these 2 balanced out, or some of you may be very rooted and very connected, but everything else is kind of a mess, okay? Or we may not even know. What I heard is that we're holding on to anger and resentment, but we need to work on things that are going to clear space for spirit to enter through the crown. I do feel it's very important to take some time too and ground yourself. So taking your shoes off, spreading your toes apart into the earth, imagining them kind of moving down into the earth's core, grabbing onto, and don't grab the lava, but just being warm and tucked under this blanket of earth. And then while you're doing this, imagining this white, beautiful light coming down into your crown. And what I heard is like this aura into your aura, but also like kind of imagining when you're taking those negative pictures, you know how it's like your face, everything's all different, distorted. Imagine you bringing so much light down. That's what you look like. Your light body is showing. Bring that and ask Spirit to help cleanse your energetic system, to help cleanse your energetic shield, as well as what I heard, and to transmute anything that's negative or inauthentic or anything that's imbalanced down through your feet into the earth's core with love. So with victory here and walking away, for some of you that victory may be that you have the stay power to not forget your goals. And for some of you as well with this happy family, this may be that those financial constraints or things that were happening in this situation, we were stronger than them. The man holding the heart showing up here with the thinking man, the thinking woman, there's so much to be said on both sides. So I just feel like it may be your soul connection that moves first is what I heard. But it is very important for you guys both, I feel like, to be using your connection to the divine and to be using your intuition. And I do feel like as well, whether or not this situation pans out, however it pans out, but I do feel like, real honesty, if there is, like I said, a lot of 3D or a lot of 5D telepathy in this 3D, that's something that's not talked about. It does need to be opened up about. So I'm going to move in with some romance angels to clarify your energy, please, Spirit. Can you clarify? Then you have give your relationship a chance. Thank you. You have free yourself. Keep an open mind. And it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Your soulmate may differ from what you're expecting. So free yourself, I heard, as well as from expectations. Work on the partnership. Give it time a chance. Don't, what I heard is not to run away just because things aren't going your way or, finances aren't in order. Okay? Because that's a big one. There's an important lesson being learned and unfolding right now that is going to help you on your journey. So at the bottom you have soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. Let's see the soul connection side. We have playfulness, reconciliation and honeymoon. Definitely, I do feel like with this throat coming in too, for some of you, there may be an apology. What I heard is past actions, whatever. Because for some of you guys, they put you in this financial hardship. For some of you guys as well, this person has just kept silent and quiet for so long that they want to be around you. They want you back in their worlds. They want your energy back. They want to be playful and laughing and loving. They want the joy that you bring to the world back. As well as honeymoon time too, wanting to enjoy the bliss, right? So I feel like on their end, like there's a lot on your end, but on their end, they've just been so quiet. And I feel like balancing the energy out, right? Really needing to see where maybe in the past they were unbalanced. And in the shared energy is calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. For some of you, I heard like sexual manifesting, okay? So I'm going to tell you what Spirit's telling me, okay? So Spirit's just saying, like, if you are having some special alone time and you are thinking about your partner or person that you are watching the reading for, just imagine them. Imagine their face. Imagine and I heard it's when you climax, okay? But imagining your desires in that place and putting out to the universe that, what is for your highest good will come to you. No pun intended. It's funny, though, that you're both wanting to call each other in, which is really, really wonderful. And I feel like it's because both of you are willing to, again, just give this relationship a chance. Both of you willing to kind of bring this together. And I mean, especially if you're receiving the telepathy, you have no idea if this person hasn't said what's going through their mind and what they actually think or feel. Although on your side, it does say you're safe to love. So if your feelings here, allow yourself to feel them. Don't keep them inside because you're afraid of being hurt. So Spirit is asking me now, check the time, I gotta get my kids in a little bit. So I have the Heaven and Earth Tarot. Let's get a little bit. I'm just going to do a blanket message. It wants to drop a lot. Rather than in this portion going piece by piece, I'm just going to pick a little bit of tarot wisdom Spirit would like us to know at this point. So I have something in my hand, and a bunch of cards fell out, but only one card flew so that I could see it, and it's the Ten of Swords, which is putting something to rest, putting something to bed. And the sun's coming up after a long dark night where the sky has been pinned to the ground. The sun's coming up. I heard, isn't it ironic, right? That, yeah, I've been out here, can't see where the friggin' swords are coming at me, and now the sun's coming up. Thanks a lot, guys. You have the Hierophant. That's wonderful news. Some of you could portray it as marriage, that something's finally being put to rest. Whatever this is that we needed to free ourselves, could be like toxic cycles, toxic thoughts, whatever it is. We're putting down old belief systems to move into something of more spiritual truth. As well as for some of you, and it's not going to resonate for everyone, but this is definitely your twin, okay, your counterpart. And this is also where I feel this energy coming in to be like, you know what? There's been a lot of dynamics. What I heard is like runner chaser as well, potentially, if this part resonates for you. There may be a lot of misunderstandings. If you resonate with the telepathy, but not the 3D communication about this, and not, there may be a lot of lies that this person has said to you, or it may not even have been necessarily that they lied. It may be that they didn't want to believe it was true, or they doubted their self as well throughout this connection. So for some of you, what I heard is it's going to mean starting over. For many of you, this is really diving deep into your spirituality. and allowing the changes that you've made and the growing that you've done to really help transform your world and allow you to be this kind of, what I heard is master of ceremonies. You may have, I heard a friend officiate if you're getting married. But this is also, for some of you may be the master of ceremonies. But this is just enlightenment and new understanding with Merkaba. And I also heard Star of David on that. There is so much energy. He has, I'm trying to think of, an elephant. And he has the bull behind him. Both strong. The elephant never forgets. And this bull, there's a protection here. We're saying steer too. Tell me about the Hierophant. Thank you. Princess of Wands in the reverse with the Seven of Pentacles. So waiting, success unfulfilled. With the Princess of Wands here, let me get a little bit more, please. Spirit, what's this? Waiting on the Princess of Wands. Could be a fire sign around you, but the Hanged Man with the Ace of Swords. It's that stalemate energy again. Because I feel like both of you feel like you've been waiting and progress forward has been stalled. And both of these were in the reverse as well, the Hangman and the Ace of Swords. Things are waiting in decision. For some of you, you may actually have to have a divorce before you can, get remarried. But her baseline understandings, there's something. There may be truth exposed by the soul connection that you didn't expect. And it may really mean that you're questioning a lot of your spiritual beliefs. I also feel like whatever discussion, it moves into this higher commitment and a higher form of love, but you're both going to need to have that communication to open up about why there was this stalemate and why there was no discussion of it. What's in the upright is definitely that you got to wait a little bit longer. But that doesn't mean that, that's necessarily a bad thing, because the universe and spirit is working really hard with both of you, I feel like, to balance out the energies. And so that if this partnership comes back together, if this reconciliation that the soul connection wants comes back together, if you're opening your heart to love to this person, you're both calling each other back, I feel like it's just going to be making sure that both of you are ready so that these runner-chaser or dynamics aren't going to happen. It doesn't mean that it won't, okay? Their demons could still be afraid of your grace, is what I heard, and vice versa. So take it how it resonates, but that's the message I have for you. I'm going to actually pull one card as advice as you're leaving. And this is the intimacy. This is the, oh my gosh, Alana Fairchild, Journey of Love Oracle. And I think it's important here with this intimacy, because this is not just intimacy on a physical level. Well, it definitely is here, and there's a very, very important connection here. For some of you, what I heard with this heart-to-heart is hugs. Hugs may be very important because this is where, our hearts are beating in energetic vibration beside each other. So remembering as well that the love that you create in this circle, it emanates or it reverberates out, as well as intimacy is not just about the physical connection. It's about sharing our innermost desires, our thoughts, our worries, and sharing ourselves wholeheartedly and authentically. So I feel like if there's a place of you holding back your love because of fear of being rejected or anything like that, Spirit's like, don't, because it's getting in way of this intimacy of the connection. So that's the message I have. The bottom of the deck, there's acceptance, accepting. For some of you, we see that. there's accepting this hand in marriage, but then there's, or like in engagement, but then there's this like very, very angry, jealous energy in the background as well, who I feel like may have to accept this connection as well. And that could be the interference, right? Whatever has kept this person silent as well. You have towering magnificence, because again, what I heard is that the energy of this connection, it's outside of the two of you. I mean, it's the two of you, but it's here to create something much more powerful and to do something really, really wonderful. And it is a towering, magnificent force. For some of you, falling is here. Same with self-initiation. And then they want me to show you the cloak was underneath that. This is meaning that for some of you, this may be really uncomfortable having to share these vulnerable feelings or opinions, that it may have been something that we really like to cloak. We don't want to show people this because we don't want them to be able to burn our heart. And I feel like this is really important because this is a conscious choice on your side to make these changes so that you can love more fiercely in this world. So that's the messages for real this time. Mwah. I love you all, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.